Hey everybody, welcome back to Hex Token channel, a live stream number 2, Pulsechain, Pulsex and Hex twice a day. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. Your host Superman, of course. Don't forget to get in the chat, say hello, and of course don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, as all that good stuff. If you haven't gone to Discord, the link's in the video description. We're heading up towards 500 members, so got 477 at the moment. So only a few away to get up, 23 away from 500 there, so definitely get into that as well. Great community and great information as always. We're going to get into dollar cost averaging during price opportunities. Obviously, when the price comes back into a downtrend, always a lot of price opportunities there, particularly if you bought at much higher prices, maybe near the all-time high of Hex. Some pretty interesting strategies there. Of course, you can only invest what you can afford to lose in any market, so you've always got to take that into account. Always have a prudent financial management strategy as well, risk return, all that sort of good stuff. And a bit of diversification in there as well. So we're going to talk about that. So get into the chat, folks. It's going to be a bit of fun. And I think the audio is up and running pretty fine there. It's definitely temperatures changed here in New Zealand, getting a little bit cooler today. And last night was pretty cool as well. So temperatures changing a little bit there. It's currently 5:51 p.m. on Sunday, the 5th of June. So cool. We'll get into the chat, say hello. I think we've got someone in the house already. So we're going to talk about that. Let me just pull up the old light on there, and that's probably a bit bright. I might actually turn that down there as well. Yeah, let's have the midnight night light going, that's for sure. Godfather J6 in the house there. Good to see you in the house. Matt Jones as well, freezing in Sydney. Is it, Matt? Man, oh man. Yeah, it's definitely got cooler here in New Zealand, and looks like it's a bit cooler in Sydney as well. Not too, I guess. They're in different parts. Of course, Sydney's typically warmer, generally speaking, but it gets put down in the southern part of the world, so it does get a bit cooler. Tension's in the house as well. Woohoo! Hello world. Good to see you, Tension. Hello world as well. Yeah, if you've ever done programming, then hello world is typically what you do as well. Matt Jones in the house. Yeah, bro. Definitely freezing down this part of the world. A bit cooler. I guess from Sydney downwards, you might get a bit cooler weather in the southern hemisphere. But normally Sydney's warmer than it is here. We got Chris P. Bacon in the house. Hex Token channel member. First one in the chat. Hey, Superman, I'm back. Let's get those discounts, says Chris P. Absolutely, we're going to talk about that in today's live stream. We're going to be focusing on dollar cost averaging, and particularly for those that maybe picked up during the high of Hex. Hex obviously rallied to pretty much got pretty close to 1,000,000%, depending on which chart you're looking at. Some charts might show 950,000%, just depends. And of course, 10,000x in the game, as well as if you're staking, 20,000x or more. So pretty amazing if you got in the all-time low for the January 2020. So pretty interesting stuff there. Katie's in the house there. Hey, good to see you. HP's in the house there too. Woo-hoo-hoo. Something is up. I don't get notifications of your videos. HP, I think it's because I put the videos out not with enough time. I think that's why people are not getting notifications. I'm going to try and work on that. But at the moment, I'm doing a lot on Twitter, trying to get the Twitter strategy going. But I'll definitely try and work on getting the videos up a bit earlier. I had a few things on today, so just sometimes life gets in the way a little bit there, as it were. So cool. Hey, CJ's in the house. Hey, CJ, good to see you as always. Good vibes from CJ. Loving it. There's a bit of a piece out there. Nice. Can you see that? Piece there. That's getting in with the green screen there. That's the way it goes. So we're going to talk about this at the moment. Of course, some people, we had the big rally in the price. Of course, we just keep going rocking up here in August 2021. And of course, we had some pretty epic prices there for about a month, if I remember rightly. We're gonna have a look on here. So we're at probably, let's take it from I don't know, we're up at 40 cents here. How long for? 40 cents, maybe for 38, maybe 40 days. 40 days up at 30 cents, 40 cents or more. So 40 days up at 40 cents or more, Hex. So we had a pretty good period of time there. And of course, pretty much, amazing results, obviously, peaking out there on this chart, peaking out at about the 19th of September there with 51.72 cents, pretty much approximately 1,000,000% or 950,000, depending on which you want to look at there on returns. So pretty astounding there. Obviously, we had a lot of people come into the market. People typically follow green candles, big trends. Obviously, the excitement of Hex was pretty mad, crazy at that time. And of course, some people would have bought in that area there. So let's say some people bought at 40 cents. And of course, the market has been in a downtrend since then. And of course, as we can see here, it broke the all-time high. Hex was doubling at least within 6 month period. had 13 parabolas moving the price higher. And of course, the last one was absolutely astonishing, moving up here to, let's say from this point onwards here at 12 cents, moving up to 52 cents there was pretty astonishing there in a little space of time. So a lot of people buying all the way up. And of course, during that 40-day period buying, and then of course we started moving down with different things happening. Obviously, we had during January to February, we had the Pulsechain sacrifice. That was pretty exciting. A lot of capital ended up going in there, almost 1.1 billion US dollars. So a lot of money in there for sure. And of course, the Hex doubling there back was due on about the 19th of March. And obviously, the end of the official sacrifice period was the 6th of April, and the end of the Pulsechain official period there was the end of the 28th of February there, 25th of February, I should say. Was it 28th, 25th? I got 25th here, so 25th. And of course, the final cutoff date was really the 6th of April there. And since then, we've been moving it. Now, we did have a go at 20 cents again, particularly when we were thinking that we might get a mid-May, late May launch. And of course, that ended up pulling back here. We had two major BTC corrections before we even got to mid-May. We had the major BTC correction from 40K down to around about 25, 26K. That was absolutely major impact of the markets. And then, of course, we eventually getting into late May, mid-late May, getting Pulsechain deferred, and, of course, learning about code rewrites into a Go language from Solidity, and, of course, uncertainty about how far that's been done, how much work needs to be done still, what testing is involved after that. Obviously, normally after you write code or do rewrites, you need even more testing. So uncertainty about that. So we wait for Richard Art to give us guidance on those informations. A lot of people are speculating pros and cons. Some people who are technically minded giving us their thoughts on it too on some of the live streams. So here we are coming back here, and we're currently at the price at the moment, 5.3 cents. So really dipping at the full pullback here. We know that 5%, 5 cents, is pretty much just over 90% pullback there. And of course, 2.6 cents is a 95% pullback from the 52 cent high that we had. So this is kind of where we're at the moment. Obviously, if people bought way up the top here, people bought way up in this area, let's say around the 40 cent mark for those 40 days, looked pretty strong at that stage. So people buying, feeling pretty comfortable. 40 days is a fairly long period of time. And of course, then it starts going down and doesn't quite recover. That's where people are like, wow, I paid 40 cents. Thought the Hex chart was supposed to be amazing, and here I am out of the money quite severely. So I'm down 90%. That sort of thing is pretty dramatic. So this is where dollar cost averaging comes in, and we're going to look at that now as a strategy of getting a quick rebound. So obviously, if you do have access to additional cash, you can play out the dollar cost averaging strategy. If you don't, then you're unfortunately have to wait for the market to return back to all-time highs. But if you do have some extra capital, you can, and obviously it's money you can afford to risk. For example, obviously if you need money for bread and butter, for milk, for the house and stuff like that, you really shouldn't spend any of that. You should be paying your bills and make sure that you feel safe and secure in your house. That's kind of your first priority. And of course, here we are at 5.3 cents, and now we're still at this bottom trend. Once we got under 10 cents, we're at 10 cents for 80 days, 79 days, 80 days. At 10 cents. Once we broke through that, and we had some whale activity in those candles as well. Of course, remember that big day, 60 million was sold down pretty much. And of course, the retail book has really been the ones that have been holding the price up in this range. So once we went under 10 cents, we knew we were going to get volatility. We have our support lines in here of 6.8, 6.9 cents. And then, of course, our next one at 3.6 cents. 5% being a just over 90% pullback, and 2.6 cents being 95% pullback in the game. So this is where we're at this stage in this zone, and of course seeing some weakness in it at the moment. So this gives us an opportunity to dollar cost average. And of course, if you have bought at the higher periods here, up at 40 cents, maybe 35, something like that, you can definitely average in. So let's have a look at some of the maths. Before we do that, let's get into the chat and say hello. We've got a few people in the house about that. We've got AK in the house there. Hex, my TH says we will retest 3 cents, I guess you're saying, and consolidate there for a while. And then along with BTC, the 30K to capitulate 20K, we might retest 1 cent or slightly below as well. Bear market is all accumulation. That says AK there. So this AK's opinions on the TA there. And of course, definitely is accumulation phase at this point, but dollar cost averaging is pretty much the strategy there. Food TV says, what's that? SLD pump, PLSD, the Pulse Dodge coin pump. I heard the bank accepted the coin. Anyone about this? I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Food TV. Late here, Superman. How are you? Hey, Food TV. Always a pleasure to see you in the chat. Very good. Thanks. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about with the SLD, though. Let me know what you mean. AK says, and now I'm 100% convinced we will not see mainnet till the trapdoor to 20,000 and below happens in BTC. Mainnet will launch when BTC is 15 to 20,000, says AK. So it's AK's opinion on Richard trying to pull a bear launch there. I definitely think it's more related to the code. We will see there as well, because that's what Richard had said. Crypto King's in the house there. Boom. What's up, Hexkins? Woohoo. Good to see you, Crypto King. And Brazil says, hey, everybody, thanks for watching my video earlier. Hope you all enjoyed it. Yeah, so if you haven't checked out the first live stream, and we talked about Brazil's video, hey, Brazil, feel free to post that link in the chat there too, so people can go and see it if they missed it. Brazil did some pretty cool stuff there. You might want to put the title in there as well, Briz. All right, cool. Hey, Crypto King. All right, so this is where we're at the moment. So we're going to have a quick look at some of the maths here. So let's assume that you were one of the people that bought at 40 cents. Maybe you've still got, maybe put in a bit of money there, and you've still got some money on the sidelines, and you want to get yourself in a better position on the Hex. Well, depending on what your view of the price is, maybe you view the price might go down to 4 cents or something like that. Let's assume that, and let's go and have a look here. So we've got some of the prices here. I hope the font's nice and big, 56 font here, so it's not too bad. We've got the Hex price here. Maybe you got 5,000 Hex, and you paid 40 cents for it, and that was $2,000. So you paid out $2,000, you got 5,000 Hex, and of course, maybe you're looking at Hex going up to 80 cents or $1 or something like that. And of course, maybe you're looking for a 2x or more at the time, and of course it was $2,000. Obviously things have changed in the market. Markets do have dips in the game. Richard Hart always says that too, but you just never know the timing as well. Part of the delayed gratification and Hex stakes is all about riding through the price cycles, even if they're bearish ones. So you're going to have bullish and bearish, and that's where you get parabolas from, or fractals as people like to call them. So you get that sort of stuff. So what you could do is maybe if you had another $2,000, you could end up picking up maybe the price that's 4 cents. We can see the price is currently at 5.27 cents at the moment on the chart there. So we'll zoom in on that. So maybe there's the price chart there. You could really pick up. You could possibly pick up at 4 cents. Maybe you could do a limit order on Matcher.io. XYZ. Matcher.xyz. You could put a limit order for 4 cents maybe, and you could end up spending 2,000 and picking up 50,000 Hex for 4 cents. And obviously, you would end up with 55,000. You'd have spent 4,000. Your average now is 7 cents. And of course, all you need now is a rebound from 4 to 7 cents, which is can happen in a day on the Hex chart sometimes. And of course, you'll be back at break even. If you didn't have done this, of course, you'd have to wait till the price goes back up from 5.3 cents up to 40 cents. So you'd need a pretty big extra return there for that. Obviously, we're expecting, many of us are expecting it to get back there at some stage. But of course, you would have to wait for that to happen. So that would be a 7.5x, of course, if you had to go that far. So you'd have to wait for that to play out. You need a 7.5x if you didn't do this dollar cost average strategy. In other words, spend another $2,000 to get back up there. This is the basic idea of how this would work. And of course, on the way up. Now, obviously, if you did that as well, if the price did end up, not only did you lower your average at 7.7 cents, but of course, if the price did go back up to 40 cents there, that would be pretty crazy stuff there. So if we're going to put in back 40 cents on here, then, you're 55. Let's put that in there. You're 55. And of course, we put in the fact that it got to 40 cents. Then you're going to look pretty good on the old price chart there. So that'd be pretty cool. And you're going to look at, at 22,000. They're going to be pretty good, pretty well off there if it gets back to all-time high from that point of view. And so that'd be a pretty good, nice trade. So that's kind of the upside there if it gets back to all-time high. Other than that, your break even, you'll be in the money after you reach 7 cents. You'll be in the money there rather than having to wait for 40 cents just to break even. So your 7 cents break even rather than 40 cents break even is the strategy with dollar cost averaging. So That's really the power of that. Obviously, you've got to, only invest what you can afford to lose. That sort of stuff is still in the game, no matter what asset it is. Even the stock market, the crypto market, whatever it is, you've always got those issues. So very important to take that into account. What else we got in here? We got a couple comments in here. We got Precisely's go after the stream is over. Lol, but here it is. Yeah, there's the link for Precisely's video. It does Pulsechain artwork on there. It's really, really clever. And I spend a bit on time on that. Well worth a watch. Pulseform, don't forget to subscribe and like as well on Precisely's channel. Pulseform's in the house there. Well, OFC, yeah, nice to see you, Pulseformer. Nice to see you start the stream. Great addition to the team. No, thanks, Pulseformer. Nice. I'm talking about Precisely. Yeah, Precisely, nice. Yeah. Jen Hex in the house there. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hello, family. Hey, Jen Hex, always a pleasure to have you on the second session. Great to see you. Chris P. Baker says, I don't think Pulse will launch before the doco is out. Would be perfect marketing, says Chris P. Yeah, I think you might play that well to have Pulsechain launching just at the end of the film documentary. That'd be a pretty good ending for the film, I would have thought. And then you could have a part 2 after that. Would be pretty nice. All depends on what they can get up with all the streaming companies like Netflix or Disney or wherever else that they want to do. It's pretty cool. So that's kind of the basic idea of a dollar cost averaging strategy, and of course being able to get that pretty awesome return, 22 over 4,000 there. That'd be pretty cool. So you're looking at pretty nice return there on the numbers. Bam, 5.5x, which would be the return there. Pretty nice. So very, very cool. That's kind of the ultimate outcome. And there as well. So very nice. Otherwise, you have to wait for a 7.5x just to get to break even. So this dollar cost average strategy can be very powerful. Now, what is the bottom price? Of course, we've just seen from who was that in the chat there? AK in the house was talking about the strategy possibly going to 3 cents and hanging around 3 cents for a while. Definitely plausible scenario here. Once we're under 10 cents, all this price range from 1 cent to 10 cents was in range. And of course, 3 cents down here, that would be above 95% pullback though. That's a pretty severe pullback, but hey, that's definitely plausible at this stage. And of course, if we go back from the all-time high here, all the way down to a 3 cent mark, that would be on my chart. If I can pull up the percentages there, 3 cents would be how much would that be? Around about 94% pullback there at the moment. Of course, 2.6 cents is kind of a 95%. So 95%, yeah, 6.2 cents there. So people are trying to get the bottom. One way of trying to do that, some people are placing limit orders all the way down. So they've probably got limit orders at different points here. So you can actually use the Bollinger Bands, the bottom of that, to place a little order there. It's got 4.1 cents. The bottom of that blue line there. You can definitely use that. Let me just get rid of this comment. Just realize it's in the way there. Easy to do when you're live streaming, to be honest. So we'll leave that there. And let me just change my chats as well to live chats. Bam. All right, nice. So yeah, people are putting limit orders in at 4.14 cents, somewhere in there. Some people have got them down here at 3.6 cents. The link, around there. And of course, 3 cents for some, as AK pointed out, they're 3 cents. Obviously, if Bitcoin and Ethereum start to really move down further, that could definitely influence the Hex market. Of course, Hex is waiting for Pulsechain. It's very tied to that. So Pulsechain is, after the update from Richard, has still got a couple of months to go. Maybe let's say 2 or 3 months because of the code rewrite and testing. We don't know exactly how far that's gone through, but let's assume, as Richard put in a comment yesterday or the day before, that it was still being written, then that's still a bit of time to go, right? So, and that testing is going to be very important if you're pulling the code out as well. So that could be, we could definitely have this price range in the zone at the moment. Obviously, we all hope that the price finds a bottom and moves up at this sort of level. But of course, the trend is your friend at the moment, and it's still in a downward trend at the stage. The other cool thing, of course, in terms of setting some limit orders, is the EMA, the 13 EMA here, is still quite a gap between that and the 50% on the Bollinger Band. And that gap, of course, hasn't really closed at this stage. Obviously, when it does close, it normally takes a day or two to cross, maybe even 3 days, until you start seeing an uptrend cross over that red line. So the yellow line is a bullish sign there. and we see that back up here as well, bullish, and the price goes up there too. So that's what you'll be looking at here at the moment. There's still that gap, signifying the downtrend still in place. I know everyone likes to hear good news, but that's kind of where it is at the stage. And of course, good news is, depending on which perspective you're looking at, obviously, if you're looking to buy, then the good news is that the trend is your friend. And of course, you'll be able to pick up a lot more volume of Hex for a lower price. Obviously, that will impact the Hex project differently. If there's a lot of the retail book are picking up Hex to get T-shares, obviously T-shares are not getting, from a share rate point of view, getting more expensive. Obviously, the Hex price makes it cheaper for the T-share price, but getting those T-shares is the main game for Hex with the long-term payout. So if you're after that, you have to ride through the parabolic price rises, whether they're bearish or bullish. So that's the other thing as well. But typically that plays out pretty well for a lot of people. You also don't not only get the inflation, just like Bitcoin miners get the Bitcoin for mining blocks. You get the inflation inside Hex. That's the way it works. And of course, you also get 50% of the penalties when people break their responsibilities. So we often see sometimes when the price is going down like this, people will break the Hex stakes, and of course they get penalized heavily for that. And those go back to you, the long-term stakers with diamond hands. So, there'll be a certain amount of people picking up Hex at the moment. We'll be picking it up to get their T-share stakes, setting up the T-share ladders, because they know the T-shares are going to get more rare over time, especially if the Hex price rebounds, reaches its bottom, finds the bottom, and then starts to move back up. They will certainly see that. Now, the other thing, of course, is we don't just have a normal chart here, right? The chart is influenced by Hex stakes, unlike a lot of other projects that don't have staking, for example, and it's also influenced by Pulsechain with the expectation of that. So obviously, if that's going to be a couple of months away, obviously subject to Richard Hart giving us some indications of where this is going at this stage, then we could see this here around this level here, or even slowly track down, as AK kind of indicates there. And of course, 1 cent is definitely a feasible price level there. Will it hit it? That's not inevitable. But we're definitely in a bearish zone here, but it means good buying. And if you've paid a higher price, it could mean really good for your dollar cost averaging, right? As we just demonstrated here, if you've paid $2,000 for 5,000 Hex and you got at 40 cents, you could pick up them for 4 cents now if it hits. It's 5.3 cents at the moment, but if it gets 4 cents on a limit order, you'd pick up 50,000 and for $2,000, and away you go. You'd also end up with 55,000 Hex in your portfolio. You'd spent 4,000 in total. Your average would now be 7 cents and not 40 cents. That's a pretty big deal. Obviously, this is only an option if you have that capital available and that you can actually put that to employ that with your risk return profile, as opposed to money that you actually need for living. So remember that. Got to invest prudently then. So 55,000 would be total. If the price did go back to 40 cents, which is your original cost price, you wouldn't, instead of breaking even, you'd actually be up 5.5x on that. So not just break even, but 5.5x. So very powerful dollar cost averaging approach there, particularly after the markets had such a significant pullback. And of course, if we go back to the full chart here, we can just reflect on that again, that the price is currently pulled back about 89, almost 90% at the moment. So 90% pullback, pretty hardcore. Now we've had pullbacks in before, a 65% pullback, 45% pullbacks. We've had some other pretty big ones as well. But of course, 90% is a pretty big one. And of course, we are linked to Pulsechain at the moment too, sentiment-wise. So definitely something to think about. But hey, if you're looking to accumulate positions in Hex, particularly T-shares or dollar cost average and lowering your average cost price to get break even, drag that down, now's a pretty dreamy place to be. And of course, picking up Hex, if you believe in the future of Hex and Pulsechain, then now it's a pretty stellar place. Now, how low is it going to go though? Like I say, we've got a bit of support here at 3.6 cents, and that's probably our final one there. And of course, we could be anywhere in between there as we go. But 1 cent's definitely a possibility. 2 cents there, 2 cents there. We'll just have to see how we go at the moment. But of course, setting limit orders is pretty cool to capture those. Sometimes the prices might just spike down too through the limit order. And if you're high enough on that, you can get it. Sometimes, obviously, if you're not slightly above wherever the spike goes, you may not be able to pick up that trade. So just take that into account. Always, if you think it's going to go down to 3.6 cents, maybe setting a limit order at 4 cents is a good way of guaranteeing that you'll get that trade if you think you're near the bottom. And of course, it's a number of days you have to wait out as well. There's also the other key. You have to be patient with that. So just some thoughts there on that one. Definitely a buyer's market at the moment, but a good place to dollar cost average and pick up T-shares, which is the main game in Hex, ultimately. At the moment, of course, you're going to get 2-for-1 deal as well. Everything you buy on Ethereum, you're going to get copied over with the fork of Ethereum when Pulsechain launches. But of course, the time frame of that unknown at this stage. Let's have a look at some of the comments here. We got a few things going. Let us. I think I got a little bit beyond here. Let me have a look here. We got what the Hex is in the house there. Good to see what the Hex. We got Great White. I have set limit orders set at 4 cents and 3.5 cents. Yep. So Great White, a perfect example. And a couple other people have set limit orders there. I myself have some limit orders around that range. Just to let you know. But of course, there are limit orders below that as well. So in case you catch the bottom, everyone's trying to, what will the bottom be ultimately? People are trying to work that out. Obviously, we are, after a 90% pullback, one would reasonably expect us to be pretty close to it. But of course, if we do 95%, that's 2.6 cents. And of course, 1 cent's not out of reach either at this level once you get down to this level. So food for thought there. Everyone's going to try and pick that. Now, retail has been defending the price. The retail book, we haven't seen a lot of whales coming in. No big whales coming in to save the day. In fact, we've seen some of the whales actually send the price down. So just the way it is. But when the whales send it down, that gets redistributed to the retail book. If the retail book defends the price, they're the ones that will accumulate the volume. Obviously, the lower the price, the more volume. Some whales will be sitting on the sideline going, hey, I'm going to wait till this hits 95% pullback. So some of the whales may not trigger their buys until it gets down to 2.6 cents or gets down to 1 cent. That's the kind of thing that they may be thinking about as well, because obviously the multiple of volume is huge at the lower the price. So we'll watch out for any of those games going on as well. We've got Katie in house there. Katie, good to see you. Hey, Jen Hicks. What's up, folks? It's Brennan. Hey, good to see Brennan in the house there. Pulseformer says, and if I do enough, maybe I'll be able to bring Pulsechain to the Tuffing community. That's true, Brazozzi. That is true. Hey, Sam in the house is there. Hi, all. Catching up in the morning. Good night. Hey, Sam. I love how you just drop some little alpha bombs there. Obviously going to watch the show again in the morning. Good to see you, Sam. Hex Token channel represent. Boop, 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 boop. I love it. All right, so that's pretty much that on the dollar cost averaging. Hopefully that was illustrated for some people that are relatively new to finance or new to crypto. Maybe you've got into Hex at a higher price. I have people come in all the time saying I got in at 35, got in at 40 cents when it's going back up. So it really is a video for you in terms of that as well. Let's have a look at the Hex price on the hourly here. Actually on the hourly here, let's pull that up and we're going to zoom there. So it's currently at 5.3 cents on the hourly there. We've got Hedron as well it's on the daily there, but we're going to look at the hourly as well. We'll zoom up Hedron. I probably should have kept it on the daily actually. Let's keep it on the daily. So Hedron there, let's zoom that in and pull it up. We've got to do the little sound effects just to make sure we're getting there. So down at 508 on Hedron. That's a pretty interesting place. Just 3 days in a row. It's been pretty much been at this 500 level. So that's Hedron at the moment, not getting a lot of attention. A lot of attention has been going to Pulse Dodge, and this is the way it's been lately. Pulse Dodge is where the action is at the moment. But of course, that's just cooled off a little bit for the time being. We've got Maxi at 9 cents, performing like a boss, as I say. Maxi is performing so well, and the premium looks pretty good. Look at that, 71% premium has been holding up so good. Now we did look at Maxi's treasury. That's really starting to climb. In fact, let's have another look at it. I think it was 2 days ago we looked at it. So we're going to look at Maximus there. Maximus. Boom. We got to look at Maximus. Let's hopefully that will pull up there. Just got to make sure I'm in the right account as well. Let me jump over. That's in the right one there. Let me go to the Play Wallet there. I'm going to jump over to that. We're going to go to the dashboard, and Maxi is spinning. There we are, spinning around. Let me just make this a little bigger actually. So we have the treasury value of Maximus at the moment, 16 million, and there are 303.5 million Hex in there, looking pretty good. Now we're going to scroll over to what we're looking at here. We've now got 9.1 million hex accrued in there. Man, oh man, oh man, this thing is just raking in like a vacuum cleaner, that hex accrued. So pretty cool. Remember, this is around about number 30 biggest staking account. Yeah, pretty amazing there. What else they got? Hedron. I've got to read this correctly on the Hedron here. 5.7 billion Hedron at a 4x multiplier. Remember, that's what they got in the claim bonus, which brings us up to Hedron. We should talk about that because that's got to be close to the end of the launch phase. That's the other thing. So it started on the 1st of May there. So what are we now? 1st of May, the 5th of June. So just over a month, maybe let's say 5 weeks. And already 5 weeks, they've already made 9.2 million Hedron. That's pretty stellar, right? 42,000 T shares, pretty amazing. And, what's the value of the portfolio at the moment? 91 million based on today's numbers. So I imagine that's just going to end up being in the billions if everything goes to plan. That should be pretty amazing in the future. All right, let's jump out of there, and we're going to have a look at the premiums holding up. Maxi's working like a boss. And, of course, Pulse Dodge is the talk of the town. Gunther is on just about every single YouTube channel, and it's been fun to watch. I've missed a couple of the different screenings, I guess we're going to have to try and get him on this channel at some stage. It just seems the way it is. But everyone else seems to be having him on, and he's great. I love Gunther. And, of course, he's going to do things, that suit his purposes, and that's cool. And so there we are, $3.98. That's where we're at the moment. Having a bit of a cool off here, $4.27. There was a bit of drama back here. The market was really ramping up to $5.67, and then of course got sold into. So just shows you not invincible. Good old Pulse Dodge coin with PLSD, but definitely is got a lot of support. And there seems to be a lot of people pretty excited about this. So once again, the question is though that I always raise, and that of course is the liquidity. As the liquidity gets bigger, it means that some of those whales, will they stay in the cartel? And that's the question you always got to ask yourself, right? So will they stay in the cartel, or will they sell down the liquidity pool and back down you go? That's the other thing. If they can hold the cartel and really play the long game, then obviously the welfare, the value of that would be higher over the long-term value by quite a lot. But the question is, can they do it? That is it. Can they do it? And some people will say, yes, they can. But can they really? We'll find out. So that's pretty much it. And, of course, the BNB meme coins, they've been pretty much struggling, despite BNB doing okay. We've got just over 0.5% there on Pulse Dodge, the original. And, of course, P33 down 19 cents. Ouchie. That was up, was it up at 22 cents this morning in the live stream? Well, maybe it wasn't even that high, 20 cents. That's definitely down at the moment, 19 cents there. And, of course, IM wallet there, IM 858. Now, as I say, if you're watching, if any of those projects are watching, and I know some of them do, I do encourage you to build up your socials. Something that I'm doing on this channel. I do encourage you to do it too in the lead up to Pulsechain. Whenever Pulsechain does launch, keep building through thick and thin your followers on your social media, Twitter, Telegram, wherever you are. I do encourage that, particularly for these projects that are going to be on Pulsechain. The bigger base that you have to start off with, the better. It's better than waiting for Pulsechain to launch and then trying to build up your base. There's going to be a lot of competition, a lot of distractions between projects. It's better to start now. So just a couple of comments there. As you do when you're a YouTuber. That's what you do when you're a YouTuber. All right, cool. That's pretty much it. So we're going to jump over to the markets as well. Just under 1,800 for ETH. BTC at 29,782. How long is it going to mill around here? It's been around here for a while, man. It's been around here for a while. And, of course, will it stay, or will it do a second big move down? You know how it sort of zims around this 30K, 2,000 mark, $1,800 in terms of ETH. When will it do another capitulation down, like we saw Bitcoin 40 to 25, 26? Or will it go down, say, from 30 down to 22, 23? I just have a feeling the next one will be lower than the first one. That 40 to 25, 26 was pretty dramatic. But we could get 22, 23. Once we get 22, 23, maybe we get down to the end game of a full bear correction, down to Richard Hart's numbers around that 11,000. We will see. we'll see nothing's inevitable. And of course, the structure of crypto has changed to a degree. We do have a volatile geopolitical and economic issues coming around at the moment. And of course, that means the rest of the year is going to be pretty volatile too. We're going to see ups and downs. And this is the way it's going to be, I think, for this year. So cool. That's where we got at the moment, 29.8 at the moment, holding up pretty well in my view. But of course, the Hex ecosystem is not on the same level at the stage. Definitely opportunities for people to pull some action there. This is the hourly chart on Hex. We're going to pretty put that in there at the moment, and we're currently at 5.3 cents. Let us jump over to the other thing. Of course, don't forget to get into Discord. Links in the video description. And don't forget to subscribe and like to this channel as well. Mr. Froz is in the house from India. Good to see you, Mr. Froz. Good morning, sir. Big love to you. Big Instagram model love. And good morning to all, says Mr. Froz. Nice. Church of Universal Oneness says, grand risings and peaceful rest, everyone. I need some sleep. Yeah, you have some good rest there, man. You got to have good sleep, good nutrition, and good people around you. That's what I always say. So we're going to pull up a video. We are expecting liquid loans to come in. So we're going to play the video from Jesse that we played a couple of times over the last 2 days. But this is coming up. We're expecting this weekend, at least by Monday, Tuesday. So if not this weekend, Monday, Tuesday. I know it's Sunday here in New Zealand, but it's only Saturday still, I guess, or late Saturday in the United States, somewhere like that. But we're definitely expecting this to come out. So we'll listen to this one.
Stacked. When are we going to see our stack balances? If people have referral codes, that kind of thing. When is that all going to be up in for people to see?
Yep. So listen, they're done. There's some filming that's being done, so people can. We just like to release films for everything we do too. So there's like a film being done by Matt that shows like how to read the page that shows all the balances and such.
Okay.
So literally, it could be today or tomorrow. I suspect maybe this weekend or at the latest Monday or Tuesday. Everyone's going to see that.
So that's pretty much that. We're waiting for SAC balances, the next big thing coming up. Liquid loans being the premier third-party DAT coming on the Pulsechain. So we're loving that and looking forward to these teams. I think particularly Liquid Loans, Power City are going to be two teams that are going to bring a lot of extra value to Pulsechain. Fiat Project team may do. They've got a smaller team, 2 devs, kind of a CT guy and a front man for those. But we'll see whether they can bring a lot more value to with the Fiat, the fork of Aave. But that's kind of the big heavyweight hitters if you think about it. But definitely Power City from utility and Liquid Loans could do a lot of stuff with indirect Fiat onboarding and things like that. So I'm looking forward to that stuff, as well as cross-train bridge swaps. There's going to be very important and vitally needed in addition to the official Pulsechain, bridge, the Pulse RAM. So cool for that. So that's kind of some of the cool stuff. Now, I'm not sure if some of you missed it earlier, but also Richard was the Highest of Stakes released a cool video with Richard's latest one there. So we've got a couple of those to play. We'll probably play those too. This was the latest one. This was the latest one today. We'll play this as well.
I mean, I guess I miss some of the food. You know, where I live now, the food is different. So you don't have like good garlic balls. What's a garlic ball, Richard? Well, it's like garlic bread, but in the form of a ball. They're delicious, you know. So what else do I miss? Seems like I played video games more. I like video games. Don't play them anymore. But back then I used to play a lot. I think that's it, I guess. Bad food and bad habits. Those are what I miss from when I had less money.
So those are some of the things that Richard, when he didn't have a lot of money, he misses, which is pretty funny. And I have to agree with him on the tasty there. I like the food idea. We're going to have a quick look at another one that Highest of Stakes put out yesterday, which was pretty fun. We're going to look at just make sure I got the right one here. Actually, I got to be careful which one I actually play because I'm not sure which one has the right sound on there. So we might leave that one out. I'm not sure if that one does. So maybe we might leave this one. Let's have a look, see where this has got it. that's got some of the video there.
Craziest part of the helicopter is when he does his turns, and you're like, hard to the right, hard to the left. Just, I don't know. Maybe he thinks it's more fun than just kind of like going like that. You can tell how far up we are because the trucks that move all of the land and the earth around doing mining and stuff, they look like little Tonka toys. They're like little yellow dots. When the engine stops, you die straight.
Pilot has a heart attack. Who's jumping in the seat, me or you?
You, because you're closer. And you've flown on an airplane before, so it's you. True. I'll complain though from my side. From my side, I'll be complaining.
Watch that mountain.
That's some pretty cool stuff. Richard has been working in Iceland doing the Highest of Stakes film documentary. So that's going to be pretty good. I'm looking forward to all that stuff. And it's always good to appreciate the stuff he's doing out there on the street. In the meantime, while we wait for Pulsechain. Now, the other thing I was going to look at was, as you guys know, I did some massive yield farming on behalf of us with our fantasy yield farming. So we're going to have a quickly check out on that. We harvested yesterday our rewards. Of course, passive income is a big topic here on Hex Token channel. And of course, we have been harvesting our tokens. Now, I think it's been 2 days since our last harvest we did. So we've got 22.57 incentive tokens today worth $2,169 on Pulsechain. Now, remember, this is all just pretend money, just for the testing on Pulsechain, the DEX for Pulsechain, or at least the main DEX. And of course, we've got a fair amount of Pulsechain Pulse tokens in there. Now, the prices seem to have pulled back dramatically since we put them in there, because this was worth, how much was this worth? About, I don't know how much it was worth, like 800 grand or 900 grand, somewhere in that ballpark, maybe 800 grand. It's now worth 576. So there's been a big pullback in the market of these assets even on the testnet. It's only a testnet, but it's been pulled back. It's now worth 576,000. So it just goes to show you that if the prices really pull back on you, then even big liquidity providers providing a decent amount of supply can be dramatically impacted by the prices. It's not just the small retail book that does buys and sells at a couple $1,000s or so. So pretty big there. We got the harvest, of course, 2,000 harvest there, so we can harvest that. We're going to do that live. And of course, the APR at the moment, the annual percentage return, kind of like a flat return there, is at 68.48%. It's going to cost us 0.00075 here of a test pulse. So just a fraction, like I say, for one pulse, which is the native token of Pulsechain, like ETH is for Ethereum, we will be able to do, based on these numbers, around about 1,300 per pulse token, which is pretty amazing. You can imagine if the price is just a fraction of a penny, how cheap that would be. You wouldn't even notice it. Would be absolutely amazing. So that looks like it's gone through. We've harvested that, and of course that's gone through to our wallet. So I'm going to pull it up on the expand view so you can see Pulsechain with the passive income. So you can see we've harvested the INC token. There we are, 22.62 has been harvested to our wallet. It's a funny name though, because the ticket describes the interaction as a deposit. Obviously we were withdrawing there, but because we deposited our LP, our liquidity provider tokens, those are our ownership tokens for our liquidity that we put in the liquidity pool, it actually calls it a deposit, which is kind of counterintuitive there. So cool whip on that, as we say. So we've got those tokens. We can go sell them now. Obviously, if you like to get passive income from yield farming, then you want to reinvest those. Maybe you can diversify them. You can buy something else, or maybe you can reverse just to keep just compounding all that value. You've got a couple of different options here. We can actually go to the trade ticket here up at the top left, exchange, and of course we can pick up the incentive token. I've still got quite a bit of Pulsechain in there, so we could actually flip that around. We could put Pulse at the bottom. We could pick up the incentive token that we've just harvested, 22. It's just over $2,000, and we could buy more Pulse there. So we're going to do that. We're going to buy some Pulse because we've got Pulsechain in our wallet, and we'll pick that up and confirm that. So that's going to go. Process, of course, we're going to close out of that. We're going to get a ticket up here, but we've got only 1.1 a Pulse in there at the moment. I'm showing it's ETH. That's because I had ETH on there earlier, but we're waiting for that ticket to go. Transaction receipt, view on Pulsechain. So very, very cool. And we should end up with our Pulse in there. So we've got that. I'm just going to have to refresh this browser. Just hopefully the Pulse will come back. Oh, well, it's going to have to reset. Let me just swap that around and maybe pop that Pulse there. There we are. It's got test Pulse now. I'll just have to reset that. 405,607 is the amount of test Pulse we got. We've already got some Pulse X in the wallet as well. So that interaction when I swapped is called the swapped exact tokens there. And of course, we've got the Pulse there in the wallet, and we've got Pulsex. So we're going to take that and reinvest all of that in the liquidity pool. So we've done the swap. We're going to go to liquidity pool there. We're going to add liquidity. We've already obviously provided this liquidity, but we're going to add Pulse, and we're going to add our Pulsex. We're just going to be basically taking those INC, we swapped them for more Pulse, and now we're going to add them with more Pulsex and just keep adding to that liquidity pool. Even though the prices have gone down, we're going to do that. Dollar cost averaging there again. We're going to add the max in there. That's going to take us 1.3 million Pulsex. We've got plenty in there though. We've got 13.6 million. So that's cool. And we're not going to do the whole lot though. We need a little bit of Pulse for our transaction cost. So we're going to just make that a 6 there. Leave at least one Pulse in the wallet, and we're going to supply that. Now this amount, of course, is just less than less than 0.01% of the share of the pool that we're adding to our existing position. But adding liquidity, you'll earn 0.22% of all trades in this pair, and that's probably the key thing, proportional to the share of your pool, of the pool there that you have. So very cool. That's our share of the pool there. So it's pretty small from that point of view, but we are topping up a bigger position. So we're going to click supply. This is our number of LP tokens that we're going to get. So the LP or liquidity provider tokens just kind of represents the ownership of this position that we're putting out at the time. You can see the position here of this deposit, and you can see the rates that we're getting at the time as well. So very, very cool. That gives you actual detailed decimal place percentage. So 0.00025% of the pool. So your pool is very big. We're very small with this top up. We're going to confirm that. That's $2,000. We're going to do that. It's going to cost us 0.00084 T-Pulse. So just a fraction. Really is super cheap there as well. It's got this, what's it, switching the bridge there. We don't want to switch the bridge. So make sure I'm on the right exchange. Yeah, we're on the right chain. So cool. That is gone through. And of course, in our MetaMask, that will show up as an activity there, add liquidity. And so that's what we've done there. Very, very cool. It's taken the pulse out of our wallet, and it's also taken out what did I do there? It's also taken out the quite a bit of the Pulsex there as well. So cool. We've now got LP tokens. So if we scroll down, we've now got these LP tokens in our wallet. 724,000. We can then go and take that from the liquidity over here, and that we just added, and we can go to the farms, and not only are we going to earn fees in liquidity, 0.22%, we're going to also take those LP tokens and put them in for more rewards in the incentive token. So we're in the incentive token. So we've got 724,000 LP tokens. I'm going to put that in max. We're going to confirm that. It gives us a calculator. You can look at the calculator. The calculator is only really good for short-term periods. Obviously, the more people go in there, the prices and things like that affect everything. But it gives you kind of the idea at the current rate there, 1 day, 7 days. So we're going to expect to earn $8.27 a day or $57 a week from that 2,000 based on current parameters, as it were. So we're going to confirm that. And we'll put that in there. Now it says the fee is very small. I'm going to go and edit the gas fee. You guys can't see that, but I'm going to make that high. It's going to cost 0.00147 test pulse at high, so that's actually quite a bit more expensive. I'm going to confirm that. And a transaction submitted. We're going to close out of this diagram here. And of course, we should get a top up. There we are. We just topped up. Bam. We've now got 96 million LP tokens in the pool there. 96 million, and we're going to earn just slightly at a faster rate of our incentive tokens as well. So we're already up to 15 cents, and of course we'll check that in 24 hours. But that was basically, I think, 2 days of harvesting, I think, there. And look, we got a little confirm there. Cool, staked. Your funds have been staked in the farm. So cool. So that was pretty cool. We managed to do some trades, some liquidity provision, take our LP tokens, put them in the farms. There is no pools at the moment. There was only one test pool that has been over for some time. That has expired. With people earning the party token, and that's pretty much it. Let's have a look at the info and see what's happening on the chain here. We had a little bit of a jump in the volume yesterday. Not a lot of people have been playing on the top Pulsex testnet, and of course the last 2 days we actually got a bit of volume in there. So a few more people have been playing on there, possibly some teams, who knows. We got Pulse there. Pulse has definitely pulled back in price, 0.54, down 30% there, so it's definitely come off. The Hex is up 15%, might have been a good trade. And of course, Pulsex is down to 0.16, down 10%. That's definitely gone down in price. So there we are. It's not getting too far away from the sacrifice level there, is it? It's not too far away. So interesting stuff there, excuse me. So we've got a few other things as well. Looks like we've got a couple other things in here that I hadn't seen. Stable yuan, CCPS. I haven't seen that before, so that's just popped in there. What else there? Nothing else there on that one. We've got anything else that looks interesting. It's amazing what you might see people testing. Sometimes it might just be things that people just set up, added the tokens. But we've got Shinobi there, Shin J. I haven't seen that one. Fearless. I may have saw Fearless the other day. I can't remember, but we've got Fearless Fear token there. And Pulsechain. Don't remember that off my hand. Let me know in the chat if you know any of these, anything about any of those, or whether there's some sort of random tokens people have created and added in there to tell. Pretty cool on that. So that there is that. And finally, we've got the burn. Let's see where the burn's up to on PulseX. This is going to be the talk of the town when it goes live, actually. Like we're looking at it because it's pretend at the moment on testnet. 49.25 billion. Is the burn at the moment, 49.25 billion PulseX. So very cool on the buy and burn. There's a little bit of buy and burn to take there. It's pretty much short there. With the people can get a bounty there if they do claim. So pretty cool. Let's see if they can do bot prevention against that, so that it stays for the little guy. The little guy can claim that. It could be pretty lucrative there. Very cool. So that's pretty much it on PulseX. Let's jump back to the price here, 5.3 on Hex. Let's get to the quad charts here as well. Like I say, the next big thing coming up is liquid loans, and the sacrifice and user interface testing is going to be pretty fun for sure. Let me just remove some of this and get into the comments. Let's catch up to where we were at. I've got that. Gen X in there. Woo! Good to see Gen X. Hello, family. What else there? I think we got up to Chris Bacon there. Jump through some of these. Yeah, we read through some of these. Got it way. Oh man, I've gone way far too back up there. Pearl in the house there. Howdy, Pearl. Good to see you in the house. Brazil says, did you see the IM wallet update tweet yesterday? No, I did not. Let's talk about that. It definitely sounds good. Let's go talk about the internet money updates. This should be on my Reddit here. Let's go. It should be on this one. Pretty sure Pulsechain development update 2 days ago. Let's have a look. Bam. Hey, thanks, Briz. Thanks for bringing this to our attention. Now, some of us have sacrificed for the internet money wallet, me included. So this looks like our 3rd update or 4th update. Pulsechain wallet development update number 3. Is this where we've got another one here? We actually might go back to the thread. Let's go back to the thread here. I want to. I've lost it now. That didn't work. That didn't work at all. Where's the number 1 thread there? 1 and 2. Okay, correction. This is supposed to be 1 and 2. Please disregard. Okay, cool. So this is 1 and 2. So wallet development update app basic wireframing design has begun. Picture below, not final UI, of course. Working prototype airdrop for free Pulse and IM with wallet download. Cool. I love that aspect. I think it's going to be great for onboarding. Chrome extension prototype. Really? That's good. Successfully connect to D-apps, send and receive PRC20s. Cool. So app basic wireframing design has begun. That's pretty cool. And working prototype below. So let's have a look at this. Very cool. So we've got the wallet in here, wallet setup, account 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct resources. We've got the wallet, the networks, the resources there. And what's this one here? Got the carrier stuff there, account 1. Value in there, got a little chart in there. Okay, interesting. We've got the tokens as well. Send, receive, and swap. So the swap there is where if you own the IM token, you will get a share of the fees there with the swap. People using the swap there. That's really the big game changer there, as well as people getting when they onboard, they get free Pulse and free IM in there as well to incentive to onboarding and using the wallet there. Cool. So cool on that, and that's great to see. Nice. It's a basic, but it's a good signal in the right direction. So really liking that. Very cool. Hey, thanks, Briz, for highlighting that one. Twitter there, yeah, just got that one there myself. Sorry, a little bit late on that one. Brazil says, hey, Pearl. Hey, Briz. Hi, all, says Blair. Hey, Blair, good to see you in the house there. Cool. So if you have internet money wallet on your phone or your desktop and browser, if you don't want it on your phone, not bad. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's with the Chrome extension there if you want on a computer. Successfully connect to DApps, send and receive PRC20s. Yeah, I personally would not use phones for crypto. I know that can be very tempting. You could use it as a bridgeway if you've got a little bit of short-term stuff, but yeah, be very careful with using that for sure. So that was a nice update. Very cool. I like that. Like I say, that is very exciting. Let's get into some of the comments there, see if there's some comments as well. Honored to have you on board. Oh boy, watching this baby develop. What a fun ride it will be. Yeah, I like that's a good comment there from Goran. Wow, this definitely looks like it's coming out for Pulsechain launch. That's hilarious. Sacrifice phase couldn't happen before anyone has access to the PLS and PLSX bags over the small crabs and shrimps. Says what else there? Very nice. Thank you for the updates. You're a true professional. Hey, you're welcome. Nice. You are in the wireframing phase, but I still believe you'll be out before Pulsechain launch. I like that idea. So a lot of people obviously a little frustrated with the Pulsechain timeline. And what's the 3 and 2? Yeah, I think we've got the awful typos. Yeah, obviously KG's famous for doing very good communication. So whenever there's little typos, you're up for it. Progress in the right direction, says Rondell. Yeah, internet money. Great job, KG. Yeah, that's good. Let's go. Great update. Thanks, says Hexy Chief, and happy to give it. Was that cool? A couple other comments in there. My Red Bull got a refill. That's hilarious. Happy to refill that Red Bull can anytime, buddy. That's pretty funny. So some nice comments there. Once again, that's pretty cool getting update from Internet Money Wallet. And of course, we're waiting for the liquid loans sacrifice balances. The other thing, of course, is that we've been playing the last couple of days has been the Power City core trailer. And that's been pretty cool too. So we're going to watch that. It's a bit funky too. I like it. It's a pretty good attitude. All right, so that's cool things. We've got a lot of things moving. Now, will they all be out before Pulsechain? That's what some people are saying. But once again, we're just going to be patient with Pulsechain. I'm sure it will come down when it's right and ready for sure. So that's a lot of fun. And this is where the market prices are at the moment. 5.3 cents on Hex. Hedron at 5.21 and Maximus at 9 cents. Pulse Dodge coin at $3.97. Just on a bit of a red screen there. Might have a little look at that since that chart's sort of kind of doing something a bit more fun, but definitely very cool. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to have something on liquid loans to talk about tomorrow. Very keen on that, as we say. I'm definitely I'm going to do something on Hex staking is coming up. Also looking at stable coins. Going to do something on stable coins as well. So hopefully that'll be fun to watch. So stay tuned for that. Coming up on an hour, and probably going to end the live stream pretty shortly. I hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream. Second live stream tomorrow. We'll be doing 2 more live streams, of course. Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex. Definitely catch up for that. we're going to finish a little earlier today since I have a friend over. So we're going to be catching up as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, of course. And it's always great to see everybody in the chat there as well. I'll see you guys in Discord later on in the evening. Hope you guys have a good one. And take care, everybody. Woohoo! We're going to rock it out here for sure. And bam. All right, let's play that. All right, take care, everybody. And enjoy yourself. Set those limit orders, that's for sure. Hey, thanks, Briz. Yeah, don't forget to check out Brizology's video. It was pretty amazing on this channel with the Pulsechain icon or logo there as well. It was pretty cool. Rightio, says Pearl. Hey, Pearl, catch you next time. Don't forget for Hex Token channel member, of course, smash out those emojis on the way out. Definitely do that. Bam. All right, let me push the right keys there. All right, take care, everybody. Bye for now. See you on Monday, my time. That's when it's going to be tomorrow, Monday. It will still be Sunday for you guys, but Monday for me. All right, take care. Bye.